Hello. I've decided I'm going to do a Oath tier list because there seems to be an influx in players with the Conquest update incoming. There's going to be an even bigger influx in players, so I decided that it's quite a big audience, and a lot of people are probably wondering what the Oath's standing is, what the kind of uses of them all, the niche, maybe the play style, and just generally how good they are. So I decided I will be the one to do the rankings, starting off with the most simple being Oathless. I think I'd put Oathless in B. I don't feel like Oathless is ever bad. There are obviously better options, especially with the mantra slots, seeing as obviously you have Dawnwalker, you have Contractor that both have no requirements, as well as Fadetrimmer. But Oathless is definitely up there. The Oath damage resistance is 15%, it's kind of huge. It's definitely very viable. Or, you know, you're just lazy too. That also works. Contractor, I think I would put... I feel like I have to put it in B, just above Oathless, because it at least has mantras, you know, it has a lot better statistically standing than Oathless. It gives, just in general, better things. I do feel like Contractor is kind of bad, at least at this point in time. The tendrils are almost useless, I feel. Again, this is purely subjective, of course, and this is my own opinion. But I love Contractor. Contractor is probably my favourite Oath in DEEPWOKEN. And the tendrils just don't feel very good. Lord's Tendril is very good for space, but that's kind of it. The counter is okay, but most of the time you can either wait it out or vent. The same for Judgment. If you are a very good player, I think I'd put it here, because Judgment allows for a lot of players, but I think in general, B. If you're good at like mantra fainting Judgment and like capitalizing off of the mantra feint, amazing Oath. But in general, I think it's B. Blindseer? In fact, I'll leave Blindseer for now. Fadetrimmer, I would say easy C. The mantras it gives, generally bad, and I am very unhappy that the hair it gives only lasts 15 minutes now. It's kind of a huge slap in the face from what it was. It used to be really cool, because obviously the hair stuck, but even if you like Fadetrimmer yourself, it doesn't stick anymore. It's a 15-minute gap. It is good, but again, similar to Oathless, it's just lazy. At least Oathless gives damage resistance, whereas I don't really see anybody running. I don't really see anybody running Fadetrimmer for what it is, and not just because they can, or because they don't have any other requirements. Linkstrider, I think it is also a B tier Oath. Only because it's very niche. It's very good at what it does, but it's only viable on support builds, and I feel like that limits it heavily. Of course, obviously, but like, it is very good for support, but that's it. If you fit that niche, amazing Oath, 10 out of 10. If you don't, it's almost useless. Jetstriker is an easy A for me. It's very good for mobility. It's entirely mobility based. There have been announced that it will get mantras, but as of right now, it's purely for mobility. It's very good for chasing, and it's also very good for track starring. Don't go Jetstriker if you want to track star, please. But the other is very good for what it is, and that is mobility. It's very easy to obtain, the stat requirements aren't too high, it's 50 agility. I believe it gives 2 wildcard mantra slots. It's very solid for what it is. Silentheart. I think Silentheart's A. I do feel like Jetstriker's better. It has a similar problem to Linkstrider, in that the build diversity is very limited when it comes to Silentheart. You don't just get Silentheart on a build to make it better. You have to make a build for Silentheart, and for that reason, I don't think it's very diverse. Pretty much all Silenthearts are either like Silentheart guns or Silentheart with a unique crit, like Railblade, Petra's Anchor, things like that. With Petra's, very good. It's very, very, very strong. It's just not very diverse. I don't feel like it makes enough of a difference. That combined with the fact you have no mix-ups, you have kind of nothing, and good players, if they know how to play against the Oath, they kind of, in general, just know how to play against you. It's very limited, I would say, but it is very, very, very strong, and very, very, very easy at that. I would say Visionshaper is very similar. I'd say Visionshaper is better than Silentheart. Visionshaper is very cheesy. The same thing with the unique crits in Silentheart. A lot of Visionshapers run unique criticals because the clones can copy them, and then the clones spam the crit, and you spam the crit, and it's very cheesy. It's very cheesy indeed. But I would say Visionshaper is better than Silentheart in my honest opinion. I think it's very skill expressive and has room to be improved heavily. But I think in general, Visionshaper is better than Silentheart. Maybe better than No, it's not better than Jetstriker. I do think Visionshaper is very, very, very strong right now. At least in the right hands. Arcwarder. Judging by the same criteria, I'd say Arcwarder is B. Again, it's very, very, very strong if you want a very tanky build. Maybe A. These tanky builds are kind of meh. I think Arcwarder is better than Silentheart. Yeah, I'd say Arcwarder is better than Silentheart. It's very good for tankiness. You can stack resistance very easily with Arcwarder. It also gives you a lot of mobility and a lot of combat options. It's a very, very, very strong Oath, combined with you know, the new legendary Storm's Eye, combined with there's so many things that make Arcwarder good. There's so many builds that Arcwarder is viable on. Obviously, you kind of have to make a build for it, the same for Silentheart, but less so. Because you can make it primarily Flame, primarily Thunder, you can mix it up, you can do both. Arcwarder is very versatile, very unique, and I think personally that it is very good. Now, Starkindred? Starkindred I feel is B. I feel like it's the top of B, but I don't think it's good enough. It gives mobility, but if you want mobility, go Jetstriker. And it gives some combat, but at least in my opinion, from the Starkindred builds that I've played and that I've built, I don't feel like it excels at anything. Celestial Assault, combined with the wing wind-up on all of your Oath attacks, is very slow, very easily blockable and parryable. It's just not very good. I feel like everything it does, other things do better. In fact, I think Linkstrider is better in that census. It's very easy to get though. Most people go 40 strength anyways for Unwavering Resolve and for Showstopper. So Starkindred is very easily obtainable, and I do think it's better than Oathless. And it pains me to put Contractor here since it's my favorite Oath, but I do believe that's the state it's currently in. Yeah. I don't feel like Starkindred excels really at anything. In fact, it might even be C. I don't think it's C. It's better than Oathless. I'll put Oathless top of C. I think... Yeah, I don't think there's any, like, bad Oaths, per se. I think everything has its use. I just think some are objectively better than others. Or at least subjectively, because it's my opinion. But in my opinion, it's objectively better. That's a complicated sentence. Blindseer is the first S, easily. Willpower is very meta right now. Light's Final Toll is probably the best weapon in DEEPWOKEN right now. The crits are so spammable. Heretic Sutra is heavily built. It's very simple to just get Jetstriker in new builds, especially because going 40 willpower gives you access to, obviously, the Mental Fortress talents, but it also gives you access to Exhaustion Strike and Gaze, Windgem Gaze, and Exhaustion Strike for the combos, and the posture damage is very, very, very strong right now. Combine that with Sightless Beam and certain setups of mantras making it true. Combine that with Tranquil Circle and Light's Final Toll builds with Blindseer are very, very, very strong right now. A lot of the top 10 Chime, I think both Noga and Sheep are using Blindseer LFT builds. So it is very, very, very meta, at least in this point in time. And Dawnwalker, again, I think Blindseer is more meta right now. But Dawnwalker, it's a no requirement oath, it's no requirements, you can do this on any build. Luminous Flash, the new Black Flash addition, making your M1s do 2 times damage and easily proccable. Radiant Kick is one of, if not the best mantra in the game. Going this on any build will make your build decent. Going this on good builds will make your builds insane. Dawnwalker and Blindseer, easy S tiers. Dawnwalker specifically, Radiant Kick is insane for combo potential. Combine this with Gale builds or with Frost Draw builds, with any build, really. These two really work with any build. Blindseer maybe less so. I feel like Dawnwalker is a lot more versatile, but the right Blindseer build is a lot better than the right Dawnwalker build right now, at least in my honest opinion. Looking at this again, I feel like I'm not giving enough credit to Silentheart. It's very good. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. Again, this is my own opinion. Feel free to disagree. Please do. In fact, I'm more than open to hear everyone else's opinion on this. But at least in my opinion, this is where I feel like the Oath's standing is in this game. At least speaking for the meta and my personal enjoyment of them. But yeah, thanks for watching.